It's that time of the morning again where early bird catches the worms, and last night there were plenty worms on the menu courtesy of Donnie and Max. This is sportsbookreview.com and we're marching into madness. Donnie, you went to the Temple game and we got it 100% right.
Yeah, I think we had the right on passage here. And the only thing I was wrong with yesterday, Flash, on that game is I thought, again, that Temple would be down like 8-2 or 10-2 within the first 5 minutes. Temple actually had the lead, but we know how that played out the rest of the first half and also into the second half as well. Temple just a bad basketball team. Easy winner if you had Tulsa last night.
Max, even for your high standards, there were plenty worms on offer last night. Dayton, halftime -2, full game. Honestly, the unders, the overs, the team totals. How do you keep up?
I don't sleep that much, and I drink a lot of apple juice. I eat a lot of Danishes, chicken tenders. I make sure that I get the good sustenance to not only give you diabetes and high cholesterol, but keep you up and able to cap as many games as I do.
Okay, what about Villanova? 79-77 against Seton Hall. It was a coin flip beforehand, Max. You never know what you're going to get with Nova.
Yeah, it was a perfect arbitrage situation where you could have got a plus number on both sides throughout that game. So if you were of the tutelage of maybe the Sports Keg CEO, you would have known that you jump on Villanova early. If they get out to a lead, you're going to get Seton Hall plus money, and that's exactly how it worked out. So tip my hat to everybody that did that last night on that game.
Donnie, obviously I'm a massive beginner in this game, but I'm learning fast. How do LSU get dicked for 99 for the second time this season? The defence, they just are not bothered. They don't track. For me as a coach, I can see that Days, he turns his back on the ball. He has no clue where the ball is. Surely you've got to be side on so you can see man and ball.
Yeah, no, it's something that I don't know if it's down the water in LSU, because we even saw it far back as when Ben Simmons, the best player in college basketball, his team doesn't even make it into the NCAA tournament and says, you know what, I don't feel like playing in the NIT anyway. So maybe it's just one of those culture things at LSU. But also you have to take a look at what the head coach is providing at this point, because I think those kids are looking at, well, we can't win the SEC, so let's just hang out into the SEC tournament and try to turn on the gas once we get into March Madness. That's a recipe for disaster. You can't just go and flick the switch and say, all right, we're here, Flash, we're ready to play now. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I felt that that's how they've been for about the last 4 or 5 weeks. They went on that run, 9 or 10 games, and then all of a sudden, okay, we're a lock, so we'll take our foot off the gas. Dangerous game that, Max, you can't just turn on and off the tap.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that you really have to be on point, play your game, play 40 minutes, and if not, strange things are going to happen. Simple as that.
Okay, let's have a look. Virginia, 46-44, we said go under. I mean, the fans can't be happy watching that type of tripe, Max.
Yeah, listen, I didn't bet on the total. I've just learned that you want to lose minutes off your life, you bet on Virginia full game totals. I thought that it was crazy that these guys were able to beat Miami. Miami almost stole it, and once again, free throws win the game and get you a win if you had the 1.5. I had a 2, so I got the push. But I'm glad that Virginia's game's over, and I wouldn't mind seeing them lose in the ACC tournament early.
Yeah, I think if you're playing against them, you just go for the throat in the first minutes, because they have an inability to go up tempo. They drive me mad, and you say you lose lives if you bet on them. You must lose hours if you go and watch them. So for me, put a line through them. They're an absolute joke. Right, let's kick straight off. We've got 26 games. There's plenty worms to be had. I'm going to write everything down. I'm going to print it off again. Plenty winners yesterday, if you can decipher my handwriting. Here we go. Air Force, number 699. I'm going to give you the numbers of the away side as well, just to help you go and find the right bet. So Air Force, number 699, plus 18 going into San Diego State, Donnie.
Yeah, but before I get to that game real quick, just a quick note on that Virginia game. I think I made a joke yesterday on the show that this game will be tied 46-46 and Peay Clark would hit a jumper late in the basketball game. I almost got a laugh when I saw the highlights when I got home from the Temple game. I was like, God damn, it was 44-44. That was just a joke. I didn't think it would be that low. But getting back to the game today, now you see where the rubber meets the road, where you see the lower level teams now meeting the high risers in conference play. And the good thing about conference play, if you had a good regular season, you will be rewarded. Situations like this where Air Force Force has to play. San Diego State comes in. Let's not forget, this game is 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. The game is played in Las Vegas. This is an 11:30 a.m. tip. Not a lot of time for Air Force to get ripping and roaring to go against the team probably they don't want to face the most, because you're talking about a team that's going to play defense and slow it down and be ready. I don't know if I'm ready to lay these points. I sort of want to see San Diego get into the flow. Sometimes you can look at the opposite side of this and say one of those teams already got underway. They got the feel of the arena, and maybe can ride that hot hand. But it's tough to go up against a team that's a stalwart of San Diego State. They should win easy in this game, but one of these games, Flash, where I stay away from, I'm just not digging an 11:30 tip in an empty arena.
Yeah, and especially when the number's 18, Max, that's gigantic.
Yeah, I think that's a big number. I think that it's also predicated on A.J. Walker not hitting 5 3-pointers like he did yesterday. This Air Force team had 3-point success all year versus Fresno. I think that they're going to have a little more trouble. These guys did put up about 163 points last time they met, but San Diego State was just able to bombs away. And with Malachi Flynn rolling the way that he is, it's something that if you're looking to the over, you probably look at a San Diego State team total if you can get one before the game. But right now, I have not done a line evaluation on this game, and I have no bet on it.
I was looking at these. I was getting a little bit of Donnie rubbing off on me. I was having a look at early bird catches the worm. I thought Michigan are going to absolutely smash Nebraska, and then I see the number 17. So you got Nebraska, number 661, getting 17 against Michigan, Max.
Yeah, this is a play simply that I took the under 148. It's at 147 at one of my books that I'm looking at right now. And I plain simply think that Michigan's going to be able to limit Nebraska's opportunities from the three-point line. I think that they're going to be able to do a good job of guarding without fouling. And as long as this team starts to they're getting healthy, and if you can get Isaiah Livers and Eli Brooks back on track, I think that this is going to be a game where Michigan's going to be able to really name their number. As far as a side, I would lean towards the first half, but as far as plays made on the game, I'm on the under 148.
Max, you fancy Nebraska team total under?
I think that's always a nice spot if you can get between 63 and 68.5. Those are probably the numbers that we've seen cash most often for Nebraska team total unders. And definitely shout out the Taint play master Matt Randall, who has put us on a bunch of those team total unders on Nebraska.
Okay, Donnie, you love a team total. Do you fancy one under or over in this game?
I do like a team total. I think Michigan walks away with this game, but when you're talking about betting team totals, I do say you isolate one side, you don't have to worry about the other. But it is nice, as you always hear me coin the phrase when both teams participate. When you're dealing with the 17, you might not get that late push. Like last night, I had a team total with Rice, who Rice scored in their last 11 possessions of the basketball game to hit a team total by a half of a point over Southern Mississippi. The reason being, Southern Mississippi kept scoring, which allowed Rice to be engaged on the opposite side. Now, that game was a +1, a pick 'em at game time. This is a 17. So when we're talking about isolating a situation that you like, Max is right. Michigan should be able to pick their number. But when Michigan probably is up big late in the game, I don't really think they're going to be care about running sets, maybe getting some guys in and getting looks, because they should win this game easy against Nebraska. So if we're looking at a team total on Michigan's side, it sits at 82. Do I think they can get there? Absolutely, I can. But then when we take a look and say, you know what? The cleanest bet in sports, especially college basketball, is the first half. Nobody's resting guys. Nobody's not trying to run up the score. There is no score too big in the first half. So when you take a look at 5Dimes listing a team total for Michigan of over 39, it sounds exorbitant, but there's no reason to believe that Michigan doesn't come out, put their foot down, run the entire first half hot, and get into the 40s. I like Michigan's team total over 39 in the first half more than I do over 82 for the game here, Flash.
Yeah, I like both team totals full game under. I mean, they've got it around 82, 64. I think we should go under. If you get 1 out of 2, then it's just a straight push. Maybe you lose just a couple of inches. But no, not for me. Under 147, and we'll go from there. Illinois, number 663, +6 going into Ohio State. Donnie, what do you fancy?
Both teams coming in here on a win streak. I'm more likely to lean on the points in the situation. I'm not a huge Illinois guy, but they have shown that they can step up and win some challenges, especially in some tough environments on the road. When you take a look at what Illinois does well, not an ultra-efficient offense, especially in conference play. They're dead last in shooting the three-point shot, which is the way you actually want to attack Ohio State. Ohio State is last at allowing 35% made field goals from three-point range. I just wish Illinois was a little bit more functional from that instance, but they can get to the free throw line. Ohio State does foul. I just lean on the points in the situation. No action for me, though, here.
Okay, no action for you, Donnie. And action for you, Max. Mute.
Sorry, this is a spot where I think that not having Kyle Young may be over exaggerated. I don't think that at this point they're going to need him as much. We've seen them play without him and play well without him. I think it's really going to come down to who can play better three-point defense. We've seen Illinois be a little lackadaisical on the road offensively and being a little perimeter-oriented when they can throw it into Kofi Cockburn. I think that when you look at the size matchup for Ohio State for Wesson versus Kofi Cockburn, I think that's definitely going to be the most highlighted area of the game to watch. And I think that Ohio State definitely has to bring it at home. I think that this is a game that they could easily lose, and if they don't put on a good performance the first half, they're on upset alert straight up.
Okay, and Illinois are now just getting 5.5. So, I mean, it's moving in Ohio State backers if they fancy the points. Have you got an official play or any sort of lean on this game, Max?
No, I'm not going to make a play on it right now. I think that I'm more focused on these tournament games and these lines that just came out.
Okay, close one. And I fancy you might have a little bit of a say here because your heart might rule your head. We've got Houston, number 665. -2 going into UConn. For me, UConn get beat.
You know.
Have you muted yourself again?
No, I was just pondering how I should address you right now.
Come on, in a ruthless manner that I'm accustomed to.
Flash.
Come on.
Tell you something, all right?
I'm dangling that cheese. Come on, Mouse.
As someone that's been watching college basketball for a long time, I'm going to tell you this. My UConn Huskies are on a mission, all right? God himself sent them on it. And they're going to walk through Houston tonight. Why is this line at 2? This line should have been at 6.5 for Houston. And Tariq Gilbert is questionable. Sid Wilson is out of the lineup. Noah Cook. Like, come on. Like, this line is too good to be true if you're looking at Houston. And I'm a UConn fan, so I'm taking UConn regardless. And you guys can tell me or fade me. I don't give a crap.
Yeah, but a lot of people have always said that when UConn are involved, even if they was playing away at the Lakers, we'd be on UConn, Max.
Well, I don't know about the Lakers. That's a little bit of an exaggeration. They couldn't even play the Lakers for a quarter. I don't even know for even 7 minutes without getting slaughtered. But
that's
no,
good.
Houston's a different story.
Okay, so you're happy to go with UConn, what, money line or just getting the +2?
No, for the show, I'll say the +2, but for myself, that's a different story. I'm going to risk my own kind of money, not risking other people's money unnecessarily. Okay, well, everyone knew where we was going with that UConn-Houston game. Donnie, bit of sense and sensibility, please, sir.
Yeah, I've been making some pretty good money on Connecticut team total over, specifically, when they're playing teams that force a little bit of tempo and sort of have, not the best defensive perimeter type defense. But again, UConn's going to come in this game still a little bit banged up, but the key components, if Tariq Gilbert goes, that's going to certainly be a bonus. But the guys that are missing it in and out of the lineup, that's not really effective scoring where I like out of UConn. UConn's very athletic and can get to the rim. The only problem with this game is Houston is very physical, and that's going to play right into the game plan for UConn. I'm actually looking at this total of 133, and you guys know I'm not a total under player, but this game to me makes a lot of sense, especially being on the road at the XL Center. It's going to be a good environment. I think UConn's going to give it a go. Do I lean towards Houston? Yes, I do, but I actually like a little bit more more looking at the team totals itself. I think this game plays into the 60s, but normally when I see a UConn line at 65.5, I'm usually all the way over, but just not against this type of team in this type of environment. I actually lean towards the unders here, and actually it's kind of crazy. I think I like Houston's team total under 67.5 better than UConn's 65.5. I think this game stays under the total of 133, and I would also look at Houston staying under their total of 67.5. Two really good defensive teams, athletic teams, and I think the pace is going to slow down because of the importance of the game. I like the under here as a look.
Yeah, I've just wrote team total under for Houston at around 67. Now let's move on to the majors. And we've got Boise State, number 701, getting +2 going into UNLV, Donnie.
Home game here, Flash. How about this for a conference tournament game? It's one of the bonuses that you have if you are UNLV. Why? You play at the Thomas & Mack Center. That's your home court. Now, do they really draw big crowds there where it's going to be raucous like we're back in the, Jerry Tarkanian days with Larry Johnson and company? No. But it's still nice to be home. You're in your own bed in these games. Again, 5 p.m. Eastern time, which, Flash, we can equate that. That's a 2 p.m. start here. It's a tournament game. And you also have to keep in mind, these games are stacked back to back to back to back. And I'm a rhythm guy in college basketball. One of the few things that always throw me off, and Max will know, when you play these lower level games. Now, again, this isn't a lower level game, but I'm talking about like the Gardner-Webbs or maybe even a Conference USA game where you have like a girls and boys doubleheader game where the girls game goes into overtime. So instead of starting at 8 o'clock, you start at 8:30 at 9. In the earlier games, if they run over, go into overtime, these kids are just sitting around on their iPads and listening to music, getting tired, waiting for the next game to come around. That always throws me off a little bit. But UNLV is going to be at home in this game. I think they're going to be the advantage for me. And also, Donnie Tillman's supposed to be coming back in this game for UNLV, might be giving him a boost. How much he's going to play, I'm not sure. But anytime I get a home team in their own environment, I'm always going to go that way here, Flash.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And I think 2's very generous. Max, visitors or the home side?
Yeah, home side for me. Bryce Hamilton and Amari Hardy are a quality scoring combination for this UNLV team. They score points off turnovers. They got to make their free throws. And I think that if they get that home environment and they get the boost of an addition like Donnie Tillman, I think that's going to be able to take care of some of the void that's being left by Elijah Mitru-Long, who's not going to be playing tonight with a knee injury. Thought that he was going to go. That would have put it over the top for UNLV, but this is a team where I think that with TJ Holzberger, this guy has come over from South Dakota State and he has taught this team, and I think that this team is going to do a very nice piece of work for bettors and fans when it comes to the future. So I'll take UNLV also at home in this second round tournament game.
Okay, I'm going to stay with you, Max, because New Mexico, number 703, getting 10 going into Utah State.
Yeah, this is a spot where, we know that these guys just played. We knew that it was a close game. We've seen New Mexico be able to play some pretty nice defense. And I think that when it comes to the fact that there's a lot of turnover roster, you have to question where the depth and what the quality of depth's been. Well, Vance Jackson, the UConn transfer, has done a great job not only since Carlton Bragg left the team, but he's also did a good job last year coming over from Connecticut. I think that this is an athletic, versatile player that has advantages against Utah State. I think that with Kada definitely is a very good rim protector for Utah State, but it's what you're going to get from Brock Miller and Sam Merrill. If you're going to get a semi-accurate, semi-efficient shooting performance from the Aggies, well, this is another upset central type of game. I'm a little worried about the minute allocation that New Mexico had yesterday, but I have to put I would definitely be leaning with New Mexico, not a play yet, but I'd definitely be looking at the over in this game, anticipating that Utah State's going to be a little better from the field.
Okay, what number have you got on the over?
142.5.
Okay, we're going to go over 142.5. You like your points, Donnie? Is 142.5 about right, or do you think over is good?
Yeah, a little bit of line movement in that. Looks like, now some of these current odds offshore, 143.5 to 143. As always, shop around, get the best number, jump those early lines. Max certainly preaches that. And if you could save yourself a point or two, again, look, we think it doesn't sound like a lot, 142 to 143. But again, last night I had a team total 71.5. It ends up at 72. I took Riders a team total at 70. What did it end up at 71? Shop around. Those one, even if it doesn't factor in each and every night, at least once a week or once every other week, you're going to say, damn it, I beat that line and I won because I beat it. Shop around, check out out SBRodds.com certainly for all the latest. But looking at this game, this is a bounce game. And what I mean by that is when you look in the NBA, what's the hardest thing to do for most bettors? Well, how do you do a back-to-back? Well, it is a back-to-back theoretically for New Mexico, but in the NBA, the back-to-backs usually come where you play in Philadelphia one night, then you fly to Toronto, you're getting on planes, you're changing hotel rooms. That's not the case here. And also keep in mind, these are 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. Like, they play basketball all day long. If they played 40 minutes or 41 minutes the night before, they're not tired the next day. They're excited. And you get that bounce, as I said, because you already played a game on that neutral court environment. You played well. You got the good feelings. You warmed up yesterday. You know the route to the arena. That plays into an advantage. I'm not laying 11.5 on a neutral site game with Utah State. I don't care if Utah State is overall the better team. I saw a lot out of New Mexico yesterday. This team is ultra talented, but nothing panned out in the way. And I joked yesterday that there's no way I'm laying 9.5 or 10 points with New Mexico as it went up against San Jose State. They played very well in that basketball game. When this team comes to play and the shots are going down, they're a formidable opponent. They're going to keep this within double digits. I like New Mexico here in this spot. Give me the 11.5.
Yeah, the big one is we were questioning their discipline. Are they going to be out all night on the town with Max's friends? But they turned up and they put on a show, Donnie.
They played very well. And look, I'll admit, it's, when you go over games and you say, there's no way I'm taking this team, and then they prove you wrong, sometimes you have to go back to the well the next day. You can't have that bias in your head saying, I lost the game with this team, I'll never back them again. There's value every day in different environments. Learn how to use that to your advantage here. Yeah,
I'm definitely one of them. If a team lets me down, they go on the naughty step, and I do steer clear of them, to be honest. But, Max, Wichita State, number 667, getting 2, going into Memphis, or not going into, playing Memphis.
Yeah, it's a spot where definitely I look at some under situations in this game. I think that when you look at Wichita State, the three-point shooting has just been erratic. It has been not dependable. And when we look at Memphis, there just keep on happenings when it comes to their roster. DJ Jeffries now is out. I think that when you look at this Memphis team, especially over the last 5 games, they've had to rely on that full court press and really taking away some of the comfortability of just moving the ball over the half court line for their opponents. That's been reflective in how they've been able to score in the first half. Barely scoring 30, not allowing their opponents to get to 30. I think tonight versus Wichita State, that's going to be key. And I think that three-point defense is one of their specialties. They're holding teams to under 20% from the three-point line. So I have to say that defense is going to win out in this game. I look towards the under, and then I would look towards Memphis at home being able to take care of business. Listen, I don't think that Memphis is going to blow a lead. Listen, they've blown leads, but I don't think they're going to blow a lead like SMU did to Wichita State again so recently.
What number have you got full game, Max?
I don't have a bet on it yet, so this is just
137.5
spot
looks
play
like
right
yeah.
now.
Okay, under 137.5 looks quite reasonable. Donnie, any team totals, and what do you think to the full game under?
Yeah, I would usually look towards over in a Memphis situation. They do play with tempo, but their scores don't really reflect playing some up-tempo type offense because they're a very limited team in what they like to do. And if they get any foul trouble from Precious Achiuwa, it's pretty much a wrap on that. A little bit deeper team, Wichita, but Max is right. They play well at home, Memphis. And anytime you have a home game and you're looking for a team that's anywhere in that range or opens up -1.5, now sits at -2, you're always going to give the home team a look because it's tough to win on the road in these bigger conference games. But I do like Wichita State, coming in with a 4-game win streak. I do know that Memphis has won 3 out of their past 4, but it's one of those games where I just trust the head coaching of Wichita State. I trust the deeper team in this environment. I'm going to lean on going with the road team, Wichita State getting a win, but I think Max is right. Under 137.5. This is normally a game I would say, you know what? It's going to be tempo. We'll get some points. I think this game plays towards the under more than it does the over, so I'll take the under 137.5 with Max, but I'm going to go opposite and lean on Wichita State getting the 2 points on the road. I think they have a decent shot of pulling off the win here.
Okay, but you're both fancying the under 137.5. Donnie, Wyoming, number 705, getting 10.5 going, Nevada.
Yeah, another one of these conference games that we're going to shake off. And again, do you get that bounce tonight? Because you saw Wyoming with a victory over Colorado State, 80-74. Kind of shocked me. I didn't think that was going to be possible here for Wyoming to pull that off. But now you get Nevada, a much better basketball team. They can hit at all levels. Wyoming's defense works. Why? It's because they can turn you over. Well, you're not really going to turn Nevada over all that much. You have to lean on an offense that's not getting runouts and easy layups and transition game buckets, 2-on-1 type offense. They're a horrible offense, Wyoming. 11th in conference play, which is dead last on efficiency. They're also bad at shooting the three-pointer and inside the two-point line. If they do get to the basket, if they do get to free throw line, they're decent at 74%, but there's 11 teams in conference. They're 10th at getting the free throw line. Not a lot matches up. But again, I'm a very procrastinating bettor when it comes to conference tournaments where one team has already played on the home court and the other team has yet to do it to get their rhythm. I'm going to stay away from this basketball game, but I'm trying to figure out a way to try to work in a Nevada team total. But as I said, again, I usually like to see this team play at least one game in that neutral court environment to see how we can fare with the next one.
Donnie bringing a bit of sense to proceedings, Max.
Yeah, no. Okay, shoot. I thought I was on mute again. This is a spot where I think that Wyoming may have value as a double-digit dog. What we've seen from Hunter Maldonado and Jake Hendricks is some consistency over the last 5 games. The 2 games that they played already versus this Nevada team, a 1-point loss and a 5-point loss. So this is nothing new to them. They know exactly what Jalen Harris is going to bring to the table. And let's be quite frank, if you don't get a good performance from Jalen Harris, this is a hard number to cover, even though it's in state for Nevada. I think that we have to take note of the fact that Wyoming's been a very heavy over team in conference. And although this number seems a little high for Wyoming, I think that this game's going to have some pace. And if we're talking the 150s, I'd be looking under 100%. But the last game was 139. I think that this is a fair number. I see it going down to 140.5 at one of my books. And I think that if it continues to go down, I'll make a play. I want to get 139. I want to get what it was last game out. And if I can get that, then I'll play it. But I think that Wyoming's able to stay in this game and stay within 10. So I'll make plus 10 an official play.
Okay, I've got a new computer today, but it seems to have got stuck because I've got only 72 watching, only 18 thumbs up. But remember, if it is your first time, press the subscribe button, press the bell, and we'll let you know whenever there's any content to be added. You won't miss a show. We'll give you plenty notice. Let's stay with you, Max, and we're going to go for Illinois State, which is number 711. Get him free against Drake.
Yeah, this is a spot where I got to look at Drake, but we missed the best of number up to 4.5. I still think that Drake is able to win this game. When I look at the versatility of Drake's big men, I think that's where it really stands out. When you look at Jonah Jackson being able to play inside and out, good height, good length, good ability to get on the glass and can hit the three-pointer. Liam Robbins, I would say, is even more dominant than Jonah Jackson. Good rim protector, able to shoot the three, able to really get a bucket late in games. And then with DJ Wilkins, I think that we're going to see him really step it up and take this offense on his back. And I think that we're going to see a standout performance from him today. I think that Illinois State's been definitely stingy there. No pushover whatsoever with some good wins on the season. But I think that at this number up until 6, I think that you still can get on Drake, and I think that you can cash this ticket.
Okay, so you go Drake -3. You think there's value there?
Well, I think it's 4.5 right now. I thought it's 4.5 right now.
It was free less than 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, no, it's up to 4.5 now.
Wow. So are you happy with 4.5?
I think up till 6.5, 7. That's where you're gonna get it for this team. So.
Okay, these lines certainly move fast. That's why we're having the early morning show, Donnie.
Yeah, no, they do move fast, and especially they move even faster. And Max, I know, likes to pick off early lines. The conference tournaments are a great time to do it because if you have nothing but time on your hands, and you can do this for a living and have the time to sit back, you wait for those lines to come out because when they filter through, you can knock them around and get, as we said, a full 2-point advantage here. I think Max is on the right path though with Drake. When you're looking at a game, and look, this isn't a home and away. This is a neutral court site that we're going to be playing at, and one of the things that you really look for, and the teams that we try to pick off even as we go to March Madness are the teams that live and die by the 3-point shot. If you make a ton of them in volume, yeah, fantastic. You're probably going to win the game. But more times than not, if you're going to need to pick up, 3 or 4 wins to win a conference tournament or even more games in March Madness to cut down the nets, sooner or later, you're going to hit 20% from 3-point range. And when that's 50% of your volume shooting from threes, you're going to go down. You have that same instance here. What do you like to lean on Drake? Well, they do have a big guy, a 7-foot kid that can be dominant. They're going to be able to clean the glass. So not a lot of second chance opportunities on the offensive side from Illinois State. These are always the game I like. The first game that we're going to take a look at with a team that shoots a volume 3, I'm automatically going to look at the under in a conference tournament scenario, and I'm automatically going to look on the opposite side where the team doesn't rely and has a big man and can get rebounds. I think Illinois State could struggle with the 3-point shot today. Therefore, Drake is the only path for me to take in this game, and also looking at an under. So if I'm going to bank on a lot of missed threes, a lot of volume 3s, and a lot of non-chances at getting second chance points on the offensive side, that's an under for me here, Flash.
Just give us a little bit of education here, please, Donnie. What sort of percentage do you like teams to be going for 3-pointers?
Well, I mean, it's in your home environment, right? Because most teams, you're going to practice, unless you're one of these huge, giant, teams like Kentucky where you have your own separate practice facility. A lot of these smaller level teams practice in their own gyms, so you have the sight lines, Flash. You know exactly what to look for. This is your comfortability. This is your spot on the floor that you've lined up 1,000 times in practice. Now you go to an away arena that's bigger in a neutral site where maybe there's only a couple hundred of your fans, a couple hundred on the other side. You're rushed in. You're in a hotel. Hey, we have a shoot around here for 30 minutes to get used to this court. When Flash, you're at home. You've taken thousands of jump shots in your home gym. That's sometimes a problem here.
No, I like that. It's instinctive. You don't even think about it. It's almost like an out-of-body experience. Max, what sort of total have we got for Drake? Full game?
134.
Okay. So
134 and a half.
I see a couple 135s at a couple books that I shop at also.
Okay, and we're looking at under full game. But Drake at -4.5 seems like the way to go now. Road favourites, we like them when they're skinny road favourites as well. Tennessee State, number 715. Giving up 1.5 going into Eastern Kentucky, Donnie.
Overtime victory, 74-67 yesterday. Now moving on with Eastern Kentucky as a game. And here's an interesting one because sometimes, you just heard the theory that I like to preach where maybe the team that won, they get that extra bounce. Well, now you played a little bit extra basketball and you're going to play a team that says, you know what, we're not going to help you out today and slow this basketball down. Eastern Kentucky is fast. They're going to try to push the pace in this game. And this is one of the games that I do have circled with about maybe 6 or 7 others as a team total. We're going to try to vet and get behind. Eastern Kentucky, to me, does some things that can frustrate Tennessee State. As I said, an overtime game last night, maybe a little bit tired legs, where Eastern Kentucky says, look, they played yesterday. Let's really get out and run. I'm looking at the team total over for Eastern Kentucky, which I'm just going to try to check on that here in just a second, the exact number on that, Flash.
Okay, what about you, Max? Eastern Kentucky, team total over. Where's your angle?
Well, it's pretty hard not to be on Eastern Kentucky because they've really dominated Tennessee State in both kinds of games. They played an up and down game where they almost got to 100 each. And Eastern Kentucky was able to pull that one out. We've seen a real elevation in quality of shots and how they're running their half court when they run half court offense. I think that obviously you need a very nice start from Eastern Kentucky. Take advantage of what Donnie just alluded to, is the fact that a team that just played an overtime game, and you know what? It was a high energy, high intensity game because I was losing on the under when that goddamn game went to overtime. So I think that Eastern Kentucky comes out strong, similar to how they've done both times. I think that you definitely got to show some love to Michael Littlejohn and Wesley Harris and company. They've done a good job so far this season in cashing under tickets for you. But this is a spot where I can't look at the under. It's not in the 157s. It's not in the 155s. We're talking about 146. This is a number that can go over. And I think that if Jamaro Brown has a good game for Eastern Kentucky, then it's going to, and they're going to win the game.
Okay, in the chat they're saying, first of all, Max, where's your cap today? And do both the boys, Donnie and Max, have wigs?
Yes, you can't. My hair plugs cost me. Look, I won a couple games in football season that afforded me to pay for hair plugs, Flash. So I'm looking pretty good.
Yeah,
I actually went under a bridge and gave handies, and I was able to afford mine.
What, you had to pay with your cap? You had to give your cap away?
Yeah, listen, I had to give it away. I had to go give freaking handies to get my hair plugs like Donnie. Not like Donnie, but yeah.
You've outed Donnie's hair plugs. Okay, Max, just one thing that obviously you put on such a great performance last night under the bridge. Did you sign the cap and give it to her?
Oh, never. Never. I'd always charge her. She charges me, I charge her. It's not like it's not like
you
that.
charge like a wounded.
I don't have the heart of a duck.
Yeah, you charge like a wounded rhino. A small one.
You know what? I always try and advance the money back, you know?
Oh, exactly. That's the way to go. You don't want to be departing with any of them worm currencies. Okay, I'm going to go to you, Donnie. We're going to go with Youngstown. Number 709, getting 4 going into UIC.
Yeah, we talk a lot about tournament plays, and again, we talk about games that are played in neutral court sites. We talk about games that are played, in different arenas. This one, not the case just yet here in this conference. Youngstown State's going to travel on the road to play Illinois Chicago. When we take a look at both of these teams, they're going to lean heavily on their guys that control the tempo and get to the rack. That's Darius Quisenberry and Targus Ferguson. When you look in conference tournament play, you like guys that can penetrate and get to the rack, but also at the end of the game, if they get fouled, they're not scared to go to the free throw line. Quisenberry, 80% from the free throw line. If we take a look at Targus Ferguson, 75% from the free throw line. So I think we're going to get the tempo actually won't be there in this game where you say, if you watch a team like Hampton just go up and down the court. But I think we're going to get some pretty good offense. UIC, effective field goal percentage in conference, number 2 overall. Youngstown State is number 5. Now, the one thing that you want out of Youngstown State is, can you make some three-point shots? Because UIC's defense will allow you to shoot it, although they defended a pretty good level at 26%. But I think that's just a combination of this conference doesn't shoot the three-point shot overall that well. But UIC does have an advantage here. They don't rely on the three-point shot. They hit it at a good number at 36%. Inside the arc, also in conference play for UIC, 50%. There's some advantages that you could take a look there. I'm trying to figure out a way because, look, UIC plays better defense overall than Youngstown State does. But I think UIC can put up some points, even though their offense doesn't show it on a night-to-night basis. Both of these teams didn't play yesterday. They came off some nice victories. I think we'll get some points in this game, but I'm trying to figure out a way for Illinois Chicago to take them on a team total.
Yeah, Max, defensively, UIC have got the edge. I worry about Youngstown and their rebounds.
Listen, I think that with Youngstown State, they're going to be fine on that aspect of it. It's what can you do offensively versus UIC defense. This is where I'm most impressed in the fact that Ferguson, Marcus Audie, and Godwin Bowen are all healthy playing together at the same time. I think that big man Jordan Blunt is going to be the X factor for this team and is going to have his hands full. I think that with Darius Quisenberry penetrating to the rim like we know he's going to, you're going to have to be able to deter that. You're going to be able to help. You're going to be able to help defend. You're going to have to not allow him to prowl around like he usually does in the half court. If you're going to be giving them open looks at the three-point shot, you're going to have problems. We've seen UIC have to come back versus Youngstown, winning in overtime last time out, but this is a spot where if they don't get a good start from a team that's allowing teams to score 27 points in the first half and scoring 40, this could be a game where Youngstown ends up winning this game outright. So it's real hit or miss for me right now. I'm not ready to make a move because there's just a lot of variables I still have to look at.
Okay, do you think there could be value, though, when you get in Youngstown maybe 2.5 in the first half?
Listen, I think that if Youngstown's going to be in this game, you'd want to see them have a lead in the first half. But at this point, the way that UIC's shown me with their play on the court from me watching them is that you got to be able to come back versus UIC. You just have to be able to minimize how big a margin that actually is.
Okay. Donnie, he seems to be a bit unsure about this game.
Yeah, look, we can't have, a decided factor on each and every game here, Flash. Some things come into play, some things that come up quick in these conference tournament games. Hey, look, it's okay to have an opinion and not fire away all the time.
Okay, Max, Oakland, number 707, getting 3.5 against Green Bay.
Yeah, this is definitely a game that I'll have a play on, Flash. I'm looking at Oakland. Straight up. I think Oakland wins this game. I like the fact that this line's going to 4.5 right now. I think that if I'm patient, I'm going to get a better line later on in the day. But Oakland's going to be in my card regardless. If it starts to go back down to 4, then I will jump on 4.5. I think that Rashad Williams is plain simply the difference. What did JV and Cumberland do for this offense? Allowed everybody else to freely get their shots and not have to rely on exotic defenses coming at them. This guy has, like I said a couple days ago, just been a complete juggernaut of an offensive freaking catapult, and I think that he's going to catapult himself and Oakland to the win today. I think that they advance. I think that this is a team that plays better defense, and if you can stop Jalen McLeod and you can stop Amari Davis from getting that mid-range jump shot, I think that you can really frustrate Green Bay. We've seen Green Bay go into scoring droughts. Likewise, we've seen them be very offensively bold with their three-point shot and their pace. I think Oakland's going to be able to counteract that, and Oakland is a dirty dog that's waiting to get cash today, similar to how Tulsa was yesterday.
Yes, love that. Tulsa, worm in the mouth, money in your pocket. Oakland now getting 4.5. Money line seems to be a way that Max might go as well, Donnie.
Yeah, look, prices go up. Opened up at 3.5, now sitting at 4. Majority have 4.5. You can shop around and get some numbers in that 4 range. Total opened up at 155. That hasn't moved all that much. And again, conference tournament play. You're also, again, keep in mind, Horizon Conference, we're not yet in that neutral court stage. So Green Bay is going to have a home game in this and coming off a bye. Oakland played very well in their last game. I think styles make fights in this one. I think Green Bay is going to push the tempo. So I think Max is right on this end. I do think Oakland has a pretty good chance to win this basketball game, but I don't trust that as much as maybe looking towards some of these expensive team totals in this game. 79.5, we're taking a look at Wisconsin, Green Bay. 75.5 for Oakland. If you ask me which of the one I trust a little bit more, I already have it circled early, just going over it briefly before the show started, as Oakland a possible shot. 75.5, a little bit rich, but I think the tempo is going to be there. I think what Oakland does can certainly cause some concerns for Green Bay, but it's a matter of Green Bay getting their shots off early. Whether they make them or not, that's going to give Oakland extra chances, and I do like the fact that Oakland gets to the free throw line. Green Bay will foul. It's just a matter of converting it because they only shoot about 68 to 69% from the free throw line for Oakland. But I like the fact Oakland played a couple days ago, gets a little bit healthy, comes into this basketball game. There will be tempo, should get some points. I don't know about the 155 over, but I think a majority of what I like in this game would be Oakland and trying to find a way to hitting that over 75.5.
Yeah, I think everyone's quite happy to take the points with Oakland now getting 4.5. Okay, so if you like poker and you want to share $1,000, then next Tuesday, the 10th of March, we'll be here with you, Wager. I'll be there. We'll have a bounty on our heads. Donnie will be there as well. It was an easy bounty on his head. Self-confessed. Take it away, Lee.
What's going on, guys? Lee Martin here to present to you UWager's 3rd annual $1,000 Bounty Free Roll Poker Showdown with SBR. The poker tournament will be held on March 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time and will be broadcasted live over here at SBR headquarters. If you do not want to play in the tournament but want to just sit back and watch the event from the comfort of your own home, then you can watch all the hot action on SBR's YouTube channel at SBR Sports. If you do want to participate in the tournament and want a chance to win some extra cash for March Madness, then simply sign up for the tournament via sbrvideo.com/poker. You must have an active UWager account in order to participate in the tournament. So, if you do not have a UWager account, do not worry. Signing up is very simple, and we have everything you need in order to sign up. Just head over to sbrvideo.com/poker. Click Join Now, fill out the information boxes, then wait until March 10th to register into the event. Registration for the tournament will begin at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 hours before the event commences. Registration is free with a $1,000 prize that is up for grabs, And that is not the only prize to offer. There will be a $100 bounty on the heads of each of our 6 key personalities. The SBR personalities participating in the tournament are yours truly, everyone's favorite man Flash, Donnie RightSide, and Sports Keg CEO Jason Paglia. There will also be 2 members of the UWager family joining us in-house at SBR headquarters. So take your chances by joining us March 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time and try to knock us all out to win $1,000 or more. Again, if you want to participate in the UWager $1,000 bounty free roll poker tournament with SBR, then head over to sbrvideo.com/poker and join now. Registration to the tournament is free, so why not join in on all the action and play for a chance to win $1,000 or more? Be sure to stay tuned to SBR's Twitter page at SBR Sports Picks for all updates regarding the event. Also, be sure to subscribe to SBR's YouTube channel at SBR Sports to receive all content updates. It's going to be a very fun and intense night on March 10th, so I hope to see you guys then.
Yeah, looking forward to that Tuesday night with UWager. There'll be 4 of us in the studio. There's going to be Donnie and there's going to be Jay. Under pressure already, get your practice in. And listen, just press the link that we've got in the chat and we'll see you there. It'll be great fun. Now, San Diego. Number 719, +3 against Loyola Marymount. Donnie.
Yeah, not the only, conference tournament going on in the city of Las Vegas. You actually have a couple of them that will be going on, but this week, this one will be at the Orleans Arena, but still a neutral court site, Loyola Marymount in San Diego. One team likes to push a little bit of tempo in San Diego and play bad offense. One team likes to walk it up the court and still play bad offense. This is one of those that's going to be lined, I believe, last time I saw it in the mid-120s, 126, 126.5 with a favorite for Loyola Marymount. Opened up at 3, now down to 2.5. I don't have anything on this game other than 126 is a ridiculously low number, but not when Loyola just walks it. Neutral court, these teams will have some problems where I would just say coin flip type game, lean on the points with San Diego getting the 2.5, but outside of that, I want no parts of this game.
Any lean, anything official, Max?
Yeah, no, I'm going to definitely be taking the under 126.5 in this game. I think that with San Diego and Loyola, I think both of them are going to shoot threes against each other. I just don't think either of them are going to make it. Last time they played, I think that Loyola Marymount went like 3 for 20-something from three-point range, and San Diego was no better. I think that with Joey Calcaterra, he definitely wants to hoist them up. I think that losing Yahon Masalaki, probably butchering his name, I don't give a crap right now.
Join the club, Max, join the club. We love butchering names around here.
Yeah, that's fine. At this point, we're betting. I don't care about their names, but he's a 6'10" big man, averaging 8.5 and 7 that you're losing from the lineup. It puts a lot more pressure on Montreal, Quebec, Canada's James Jean-Marie to score the basketball and at 6'7" be able to give you some of that lost rebounding. This is a fresh injury, only being out for the last 4 days. We've seen the San Diego team definitely be more scoring oriented, but it takes a lot of shots and it takes a lot of missed shots on the other team's end. I have to think that San Diego will try and push the tempo. Loyola will slow them down. They'll shoot a lot of threes. They'll miss them. They won't get to the free throw line. They'll rebound the basketball. And I don't think that we're going to have to worry about too many turnovers. So
under 126.5 then, Max?
I would lean the other way with Loyola Marymount.
Okay. Donnie. Eastern Illinois, number 717, getting 5.5. Well, it was 5.5 when I did my numbers about 7:45 this morning against Austin Peay.
Yep, still sitting at 5.5. Looks like the over-under opened up at 143.5 offshore flash. Now sits at 143 at most outlets right now. One of those games where, look, Eastern Illinois played yesterday and won. I know Max was on there. A lot of people, it seemed like, on Twitter were gathering behind Eastern Illinois, which I can't do. I already burned them a long time ago as a team I can't factor out. But then again, here I am figuring that we might have a little bit of a sided advantage here. I think Eastern Illinois is going to score points tonight. I know Austin Peay is going to be able to score points tonight. Even though we're talking about the Ford Center and Eastern Illinois played there already, Austin Peay coming off of a bye and has not played yet. I think both of these teams do some things that can frustrate the others. Austin Peay is going to chase you off to the three-point line. Eastern Illinois doesn't give a damn about the three-point line. Inside the arc in conference play, 58% of the points that EIU scores is inside of three-point range. And when you take a look at Austin Peay, they're third in the conference at letting you score down low at 54%. So that makes a decent fight there. Austin Peay on offense, a very efficient team. They get to the free throw line. EIU does foul. An elite clip of three-point shots, 37% in conference play, good for number 3 overall in conference, against an EIU defense that doesn't defend the three-point shot all that well. I think both of these teams will be able to score inside. Both of these teams should be able to get to the free throw line. I look at the 143. I think both of these teams can approach 70 points in this game. Therefore, I'm going with the over 143 here, Flag.
Okay, we got over from Donnie at 143. Is it over for you, Max?
It's actually over at the half for me. That's how I'm looking at this game. What I've seen from Eastern Illinois is that they've really tried to lock down on defense, and they've had a little bit of trouble in some games getting their offense going. This is a team that has done a very good job of coming back even when behind, and just recently did to Austin Peay, winning by 3 in overtime. I think that this is an Austin Peay team that definitely is going to be good next year, even though Scary Terry Taylor will be gone. But it's a team of upperclassmen, a team that I think is just on a mission. And if Josiah Wallace has a good game, then they have a chance. This is a team that they play tough. I expect them to do so also. I see a 6 popping up on the board. I'm going to be a good boy and wait. And I'm going to jump on Eastern Illinois and take the points. And I agree with Donnie, but I'm going to wait till the half and look for something in between 72 and 76 as a second half over.
Second half over or first half over?
No, I'll be looking for a second half over on the live lines between 72 and 76.
Okay.
So there's nothing you can bet right now on.
No, I'm just good. Yeah, but I like to give people their guidelines because obviously I'll tweet out all of the notes and they can do as they please. I'm not that bothered by it. Okay, I'm going to go with Evansville, number 713, going into Valpo, and Evansville getting 7, Donnie.
Yeah, neutral court site in this one again. Lines opened up at 7.5 and 8 and have now dipped to around 7. If we take a look at the over-under, that's also dropping like a rock. Opened up at Pinnacle at 141, Chris at 142, Flash. Now we're sitting at 137.5. And I can't say that I disagree with that because I do agree with the line drop in both instances. If we're taking a look and Valpo was 100% healthy, full gas, they should be able to blow Evansville off the court because when you're looking at a game with less than 10 points, you would think that Evansville might have a shot to win the basketball game. They don't win basketball games. They don't win very many at all. Hey, look, they beat Kentucky early in the year. They completely fell off the map after that. But looking at this game, Javon Freeman Liberty going to miss this game probably again with mononucleosis. That's something I can't get behind. When your best player is out in a neutral court conference tournament game, I don't care how bad the other team is. I need that guy to play and play well. I lean on the under in this spot. Now, do I advise betting down from 147 to 137.5? Probably not. But I do still lean on the under in that spot. But I'm certainly not taking Valparaiso without their best player at -7.
Yeah, 5-point move to the under, Max. That I know that there's no way you're going to go under unless you've had the 140s.
No, I'm going to watch this line, see if it goes down any further, and then jump on the over. I think that even with DeAndre Williams out for Evansville, he's questionable. He may play. Javon Freeman Liberty, obviously you lose 20 points per game, and you also lose Nick Robinson when you're better on-ball defenders. I think that both these teams have been able to score points in this gym, both eclipsing 70-plus, and that would get you over. So I'm going to just watch this line and then make my play from there. Nothing's official. I'm not taking 7 points from Valparaiso with no Javon Freeman Liberty. Ryan Fazekas, he may be shooting close to 50% from three-point range, but is he able to create his own shot off the bounce? No. That puts more pressure on Daniel Sacchi and Donovan Clay, and I think that is just not a recipe for a good bet.
Max, what number would you be happy to press the button on and go over full game?
Well, if it's already dropped 6 points, I want to see how far it will go. At 137, I would take the over, but I'm greedy, and if I can get more and a better VIG, then yeah, I'm gonna wait.
No, okay, so I mean, if you're saying that the line to press the button is 137 and you're patient and you get 135.5, then it's a double press of the button. Okay, Max, stay with you. Portland, number 721, getting 7.5 when I did the figures at 7:45 against Santa Clara.
Yeah, there's still 7.5s and a couple 7s on the board. I even see an 8 popping up. I haven't made a play on this game yet. I think that Santa Clara is definitely the spot. I think that also looking at the under, I think that Santa Clara, while they do have the capability and offensive firepower with Trey Wirtz, Taj Edey, and Joseph Vrakic, I think that Portland will have to be efficient. I question whether or not they can do that. I think that Santa Clara wins with defense, and I think that they score enough to make this a comfortable double-digit win.
Double-digit win. Have you not pressed the button yet, though, and you're predicting over and they cover the 7.5 and 8, Donnie?
Is this the Portland Santa Clara game we're talking about?
Yeah, sorry. Did I wake you up?
No, yeah. See, here's what I was trying to do. I was having a good time in the chat box here because I just want to get some thoughts out here. It says number one for you, Flash, is how old is Lee Martin? So
I have no idea.
Chat box.
I have no idea.
So we'll keep it moving here. It also said Dan Krug said Donnie was doing a much better job supervising the chat yesterday and recommends a pay raise for me. But now it gets really good here for us, Flash. Right? The comment of the day in the chat box says, Donnie, tell Flash if he had Zlatan's mentality, you would have been an EPL legend, Flash.
Yeah, but
Who says
again,
you're not a legend?
Yeah, but if my auntie had balls, she'd be my uncle. And secondly, on you looking after the chat, that's like when you have a supply teacher come in and the kids run riot. We need a bit of discipline. We need to get the stick out and we need to give them a whack, Donnie. Now, Portland, Santa Clara, giving up 7.5, maybe 8 in a place. But your mate over there says they win double digits.
I think they're going to win double digits as well, but also I'm looking more of a side here. 74.5 is the team total for Santa Clara. They should be able to score. And look, it is a neutral court, and yes, I do preach against that, but sometimes some things are a little bit too hard to pass up. Portland's going to foul you on defense. Santa Clara wants to push the rock. They want to get to the free throw line. Number 3 in conference at getting to the line. Also, they're not overly reliant on the three-point shot. Only shoot about 35% volume from three-point range against a team with Portland that doesn't defend it all that well. So 35% makes from three-point range at 35% volume is really nice. Also, when you took a leg going down inside the three-point arc, they score about 51% of their points from inside. And also, you'll get some tempo from Portland here. And Portland also is going to force the issue because neither one of these teams play very much defense. I just like, instead of looking at a total overplay, trying to zero in on taking Santa Clara because I hope Portland can reciprocate and score some points. But if I think Santa Clara is going to win this ball game, I might get that last 2.5 minutes, Flash, where I can pick up 8 to 10 points in case I need that total. I like the over for Santa Clara here, 73 to 74.5 as a team total.
Yeah, look, that looks quite civil. Max, we're happy. I know you like Santa Clara. I know you've not pressed the button yet, but 73 to 74.5 seems very civil.
Yeah, I think so, but it just relies on Santa Clara being efficient early and getting off to a good start. If we're seeing 27 to 31 points in the first half from this team, that is definitely going to be troubling at the half. So I think that with the efficiency, the experience, and the stage, situationally, I want to see Santa Clara. I think Santa Clara is going to be able to be more versatile and more balanced, and hopefully cash for both Donnie and I.
Yeah, me too. I enjoy that. Okay, remember, in the chat, over 300 people, over the moon with that. Keep it coming. If it is your first time, then welcome. I hope you like worms because that's all we have on our menu. Press the subscribe button, ring the bell, and we'll notify you when every single show comes on board. And remember, it's all about the worms, and I know no show on SBR that doesn't dish out plenty of them. Okay, USC Upstate, number 269, getting 12.5 against Winthrop, Max.
Yeah, this is a spot where I think that I line this game at 14 and at over under 148.5. We're seeing a line around 12.5, and we're seeing the line go down from the under 156. I think that at this line, I'd still be looking towards the under. With Winthrop, they definitely had a tougher game second time out versus USC Upstate than they did first time around, beating them by 20 and only being able to beat them by 8 and having to come back. But this is not going to be on USC Upstate's floor. They are not going to hit they're not going to hit double-digit three-point shots in this game. I think that Winthrop wins the game. It's a rich number for me. And with the movement opening at 156 and not making a move on the under, it's just a live play at 12 o'clock. And since it will be the only game on, you can guarantee on my Twitter page there will be some live plays coming from this game.
So where's it gone down to now then from 156?
Well, I thought that it was at 152 before I came on the show.
153, it's currently at most outlets.
Okay, so it might be moving back up towards it. Would you go, what's your line? Is it 154?
Well, I had this at 148.5.
Okay, so you're already getting 6 points.
Yeah, so I still have value at the on the under at that number.
Okay, Donnie, any sort of reasoning for USC Upstate getting 12.5?
Yeah, it's a tough game for me because when I think Winthrop's going to be able to score and pretty much do whatever they want on offense. But the factor then comes in, if we're taking a look at a 12.5-point line, are they going to get pushed late in the second half? Because Winthrop also one of the better defensive teams in conference play, and you look at them at home, and also a 12 o'clock start as Mac, which is beautiful. We can all watch on ESPN3 if you have the application. That should be a fun game to watch for me because I like Winthrop, and I think they're going to be able to advance. But I think their value is going to come down the line. When you look at a team total, 83.5 to 84, a lot has to go right to hit that number, even if the matchup is perfect. To me, this is not a perfect matchup to take a team total. I'll pass on this game and hopefully maybe down the line to get some more value on Winthrop in this conference tournament, Flash.
Okay, well, this next game is UNC Asheville, number 271, getting 5.5 going into Gardner Webb. And the big problem with this is it's like trying to choose who's your favourite child, Donnie.
Yeah, I guess we could skip on Max because we probably know where he's going here with his Gardner Webb boys. But looking at this game overall, pretty evenly matched game. When you take a look at Gardner Webb's defense, the number one most effective defense in conference play is Gardner Webb. They defend the three-point line. They defend inside the arc. They don't foul that much. That's great because that's going to make UNC Asheville really work. They do have some flamethrowers from three-point range that can connect, but Gardner Webb's offense and defensive imprints both work very well versus Asheville. And look, hey, we're going to get Max's pontification, if that's even a word that I'm trying to spit out here, but Gardner Webb's the play for me in this one today.
Yeah, it has to be. I might even leave Max alone because we know exactly he's all over the web.
Oh, yeah, I'm all over Gardner Webb. Listen, no Perez, no problemo. And that's what's going down over there, okay? Nate Johnson has stepped up and in. He's putting in work. I think that with Jaheim Cornwall and Eric Jameson Jr., this is a triple head of give you problems if you're UNC Asheville. Listen, Asheville could score the ball. They play positionless basketball. They got inside and out scoring. But when you try and drive and score inside the arc versus a Gardner Webb team, it's going to be bad for your health. I think that Gardner Webb gets it done, keeps Asheville off the free throw line. I like the fact that this line's been moving up and down. People don't know where to go. I think that Gardner Webb has a similar performance to the first time these guys met where they beat them by 14 and Asheville struggled to get to 60. So Gardner Webb all day for me.
And happy to give up, 5.5, 6?
I got 5, but I've also betted at 4, and it's widely available at 4.5 right now.
Wow, we like that. 4.5. It's going to get a star, that, because although we like Asheville because they have actually done us a favour a couple of times in the last few weeks, Gardner Webb, 4.5 was at 5.5, so it's moving in your favour. Okay, Charleston Southern. I haven't even got a number for these. Plus 11 against Radford, Max.
Yeah, this is a spot where the line is now at 12.5 for Radford, and this is a spot where I had this game lined at 10.5.
Okay.
I was slow. I didn't hit it on the butt, and now I've missed the best of the line. So I can't take it at 12.5. I've lost way too much value. I do think Radford wins. I think Radford wins by double digits. I think that if you want to jump on them, I think that you do it in game. And I think that with Charleston Southern, I think that they're going to be able to score enough points. I think that this game's going to go over. I had this game lined at 145. So plain and simply, you got 9 points of value right there by my lines if you trust them. And I'd be looking over 136 or 136.5.
Okay, 136.5. We got 9 points of value. That's plenty value, Donnie.
Yeah, a little bit too rich for me to take the 12.5 here, but I do think you might get some points, and specifically from Radford's end of it. Two really good players and two conference sort of player of the year type guys, or at least first team all conference guys in Flanders Fleming and Carly Jones. The one thing that does always stick out with Radford is you look in their conference play, they're dead last at shooting from the free throw line against a team in Charleston Southern #1. Now, Charleston Southern shoots about 78, 79% in conference play, but they don't get to the free throw line all that much, and Radford doesn't foul. When we look on the other side with Radford, and you say, well, if I'm going to cover a 12.5, I would like a team that shoots better from the free throw line. Well, the guy that's going to have the ball in his hands at the end of the basketball game is Carly Jones, and he shoots 81% from the free throw line. So I don't think that's going to be all that big in the way the game plays out. I think Radford does win easily. Not enough for me to put money on, but maybe looking at a way to try to incorporate Radford as a team total over, but not overly optimistic in this game. Because, again, we're talking about a team that should win by double digits. I might not get that burst at the end of the basketball game or even get fluent offense over the last 5 minutes, as it's survive in advance time, Flash, not survive and put yourself on a poster and sign it here.
Yeah, but Donnie, Max has got his figures around 144, 145, and the over is only at 136.5. So there's the value. I'm going to stay with you, Donnie. You're going to go to Lipscomb plus number 287. I don't even know. Are they getting 7.5 or quarter away going into North Florida?
Yeah, getting the 7. It's actually up to 8 at most outlets, Flash. And how about this one? A nice solid 159 on the total, Flash.
Wow. They're expecting points, Donnie.
Yeah, we're going to get some points. And actually in this game, usually they're an auto bet, because I actually have both of these teams circled as a possible team total play, both on North Florida and also Lipscomb. They shot it out this year, and they do two things relatively different. One really likes to pound the paint and score inside. One likes to chase you off the three-point line. But UNF, ultra efficient. They fire from everywhere, unconscious, and you even see teams that maybe play an upper level echelon of defense. It doesn't even matter with North Florida. They do everything well. They shoot daggers from three-point range, about 39%. Inside the arc, 55%, which is good for number 2. So you have the number 1 most effective field goal percentage, a team that doesn't turn it over, so you know they're getting good looks. They shoot extremely well from 3-point, 2-point, and also from the from the free throw line, and play with tempo. There's nothing to look at but an over in this spot. I think we get points here, Flash, and this is a fun game, one of my more advantageous games. And if I'm going to sit down and watch, and it's a lower level game, I want to watch Lipscomb North Florida today.
I bet you do, because North Florida, I've got Max being the closest opposition to Liberty, and some would say that North Florida are going to take Liberty.
I think that North Florida is going to advance in this game. It looks like a lot of points at first glance, but I do think that when you look at Lipscomb, Hassan Asadullah had 40 points in the game against Florida Gulf Coast. If they don't get that type of offensive performance, or they get some view of freaking balance, well, they got problems. KJ Johnson's been relegated to the bench. Michael Buckland has struggled to get to double digits. I think that North Florida is going to romp them. I think that this is a game where North Florida wins by double digits, maybe 12 to 13 points. I think that with Garrett Sams and Ivan Gandia-Rosa, you're going to get 3-point shooting. Carter Henriksen, he is a mismatch nightmare. And if Wahid Aminu can stay on the floor early, I think that he is the guy that you're going to be putting on Asadullah. And I think that he's capable of protecting the paint and protecting him from putting up another 40 bird. So listen, these guys split the season series. Lipscomb can beat this North Florida team. I just think that situationally, location wise, and what the overall goal of this team is, North Florida's winning this game, and I think they're winning this game convincingly.
Okay, I'll stay with you, Max, because I know that you love both these sides. Stetson, number 285, getting 17.5 at 7:45 this morning. Against Liberty, who are obviously favourites for the tourney.
Yeah, so I'm already on this game two ways. I already got on Stetson plus 17.5, and I already got on the under 126. It's down to 120, 121.5. So early bird gets the worm. Whatever. I'm not going to brag about that because
you do brag. That's what your job is to do. Brag. Under 120, under 121 now, is it?
Yeah, it is, but it doesn't mean shit when it comes to cashing tickets. I've had lots of totals that I beat the line movement and they've gone over by 15 points. So I'll just put it like this. Stetson got embarrassed last time versus Liberty. I think that they come to play a little more. I think that we keep on spotting Liberty a couple too many points. That showed in the NGIT game. Although Liberty is scoring the basketball a lot better, shooting the three-point better, I don't trust it on a consistent basis. And I think tonight we're going to see freshman of the year, newcomer of the year, Rob Perry. He's going to be able to put his imprint on this game. I think that Liberty wins the game. Liberty moves on. I just don't think that they win this game by this margin.
Okay, what about you, Donnie? 17.5 is normally too rich for you, but maybe in this case you're going to get the points.
No, it is a little bit too rich, but me being a team total guy, how about this one? The two games that they played this year, Liberty has held Stetson to 48 points and 49 points. Now we're in conference play. They did play poorly, Liberty last time out. They are going to strangle this team. How about this one, Flash? Team total under 52.5 for Stetson today.
Okay, under 52.5 for Stetson. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? They've played them twice. They haven't got above 49. They go into a tighter arena now, and obviously it's the tourney, and they give them an extra 3 points. I mean, I love that, especially with NFL running backs and things like that. They only run for 48 yards every game. But in the Super Bowl, they give them 55 yards, and you're like, under, thank you very much, and you go and eat them worms. Okay, Bucknell. Number 279 plus 5.5 going into American. American have been feasting us. Donnie.
Yeah, lean on American here. Home game for American in this game. Look, they play very good defense. Number one overall effective field goal percentage defense in conference. Number one at turning you over. And also number one at defending the three-point shot, 29%. American for me in this one, I think they win, and possibly by double digits. They'll get the cover here.
Nice. Max, they get to cover. American maybe giving up 6. Hi, muted me. You muted.
Absolutely. American. Simple as that. Saeed Nelson, Jameer Harris, Mark Gasparini. You got a good inside-out balance, good three-point shooting, get to the free throw line. This team plays defense. This team plays well at home. Bucknell barely got by Holy Cross. I don't think that they're going to get this lucky today against American. I got them at 5.5, so on my Twitter. If you didn't look at that, well, then you're an asshole, and I don't feel bad for you.
Okay, so we must be getting to that time of the show. It's almost like Max is our baby. It's nearly time for him to have a nap, so he's starting to get a little bit ratty, so let's get the last 4 games sorted out before he goes completely banzai. Navy, number 277, getting 7.5 against Boston.
Yeah, I'm an added board guy. I love my added board. I think that Boston University's defense is going to be the catalyst of this game tonight. I think that they're covering that 7.5 at home. I think that they're on a collision course with Colgate, and I think that Navy is just the next barrier in front. When I look at Boston University, this is a team that I think is going to score the points. I think they're going to get into the paint. They have good positionless basketball that they can play, and a dominant player in Max Mahoney. So against Navy, they have been able to stay in games. They have been able to surprise us, but this total is too low. I had this total lined at 133.5, at 126.5 or 127. It's a play on the over. It's a play on Boston University. Let's fucking go. Patriot League governor said so.
So you had what, over 126.5, 127?
I got over 127, but I see a 126.5 that's on the board that you can get.
We're happy with that as well then. Donnie, you love an over. Here it is at 126.5, and yet the Messiah is on at 127.
Yeah, 127, a lot of things have to go right to hit the under, but I sort of lean on the under in this one because I don't think we're going to get a ton of tempo in this game, and I think BU's defense is going to be able to lock up Navy. That's the only way I go, but I don't have anything real, confirmed in this basketball game other than a slight look at the under here.
Okay, Donnie, free to go. Lafayette, number 281, +1 against the Army. It might as well be a pick-em.
Yeah, I don't have much on this as well. I'll leave it to the Patriot League governor here to take us home on this one here. Okay, take us home, Patriot League governor.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. You missed the best part of Army on the line. You should have got them at -1. The fact is, this line came out, in my opinion, not accounting for what Justin Jaworski brings to the lineup. He's not going to be in there. You're going to have to rely on a redhead who has no soul named O'Quinn. that is just enough right there for me to back off of it. Army all day, every day, at home. They're winning this game, and they're going to continue to defy the prognosticators who thought they were going to finish 7th or 8th in the conference. Well, they finished 4th.
What number?
Army.
What number are they now then? Because they were obviously giving up 1.
3.
The what?
2.5 to 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you're still happy with 2.5. Obviously, you want to be getting the -1, but -2.5. Right, we've got 2 games to go. Wow, this is a game that's just easy. We've got to pick the right number. Lehigh, number 283. Get him 12 at 7:30 this morning versus Colgate, Max.
Yeah, this is a spot where you got to look at Lehigh with the double digits. Yes, Colgate did struggle last time shooting the 3 versus Lehigh, but that's a product of Lehigh's defense. When you have a good point guard who can play both sides of the court in Jordan Cohen, you know that everything's Hakuna Matata. All we need is this 3-point shot to drop, and they're going to be able to stay in this game versus Colgate. Having James Karnick and Nick Lynch back healthy gives you good size to go up against Ivanauskas and Will Raymond. I think that as long as you don't get Nelly Cummings and Jordan Burns both going off from the perimeter, you have a good shot in Lehigh and staying in this game. This is a team that's on the rise, been rolling. This is their season tonight. They don't need to win for us. They just need to not lose by more than 12.
Okay, Donnie, we've got 12 at the moment, but of all them Colgate backers who are lazy, they'll think that Colgate covers the 12.
I like Colgate in this game. I think Colgate wins and has a chance to cover, but I actually like their team total a little bit more. You'll get some pace, you get some ultra-efficient offense, and they do a lot of things that are really going to frustrate Lehigh on the defensive end. 77.5, a little bit rich, but I think they can top that and get into the 80s in this game. I like Colgate's team total here.
And what is the team total for Colgate?
77 to 77.5, Flash.
Okay, that's brilliant. Okay, so then we're only looking at maybe 66 for Lehigh. Yeah, we're happy with that. Okay, last game of the day before I get your plays of the day. Hampton, number 275, +3 against Longwood. It was +3 at 6:30 this morning. Max.
Yeah, with this Longwood team, definitely they are stingy on defense. They do rely on guarding the perimeter well and being able to help defend and rotate without giving up 3-point shots. I think that with Hampton, we know from many times talking about them on this show how potent they are on offense with Jermaine Morrow and Benjamin Stanley, but they got other guys. So with Dean and Greg Hextall, you got 2 guys right there that can really help contribute. I think that Longwood is in for a reality check tonight, and I think that this line should have been a pick'em, not 3. So the value is absolutely with Hampton +3 right now.
Hampton +3. Last one then, Donnie. Are you with us or against us?
I want to be with you. I want to ride. This can't end too early, Max. We can't have Jermaine Morrow and company ending too early. But again, Hampton at home is always nice to put in your pocket. Hampton on the road is a little bit more of a struggle. The one good thing is if you're going to have a defensive matchup for Hampton, it probably matches up fairly well with Longwood, as there are 11 teams in conference. Hampton is dead last on defense, but Longwood is dead last on offense. The fun is going to be on offense because Longwood does show the number 2 overall efficient defense in conference play. That really doesn't matter to Hampton because they're not that type of team that relies on the 3-point shot. They're more athletic than everybody in conference. They're going to be able to get to the rim. I want to go with Max. I want to back Hampton. Come on, Hampton. Give us another victory so we can really match up and pound one of those team totals. But I agree with them. I think Hampton's going to be able to hang around in this basketball game for the sole purpose of can Longwood's offense expose Hampton's defense? Let's go Hampton. Yeah, Max, any chance of a play of the day or 2? Yeah,
I'm gonna go with the play of the day. It's already on my Twitter feed, and it's simply gonna be North Carolina A&T going up against North Carolina Central again. And I think that if you can get +4.5 or +5, it's worth a look. We know what we're going to get from the solid point guard play of Cam Langley for North Carolina A&T. They have Donovan Bigman and Devin Haygood and Ronald Jackson inside. I think that Jabari Brunt, like we've talked about on shows before, this is a very good player and a very tough out at home for this team. But if you got to rely on Evan Hargroves and Ty Graves to come to on a game-to-game basis, well, I'm going to take the more talented team, the team that can push the tempo. I think North Carolina A&T at plus 4.5 or plus 5, and the over 134.5 is a play that are both going to cash. So I'll make them my plays of the day.
Yeah, we love that. Anything from you, Donnie, on play of the day?
Let's go with a boa constrictor play of the day here. Stetson team total under 52.5. Liberty walks it up the court, walks it down the court, and defends. They don't make it into the 50s, Flash. Under 52.5.
Okay, and obviously I was going to go with Houston as my play of the day against UConn. No, I wasn't, honest to God. I wasn't. But I just knew that if I put that rod out there and then I just moved my lure, the big fish from Canada was going to jump on my line. I'm going for UNLV -2. Now, on your way out, if you haven't subscribed and you enjoyed it today, press the button, ring the bell, we'll notify you. And a little thumbs up. We had our record today, over 315 people. Glad you enjoyed it. Enjoy the worms. You two, you are absolutely dynamite. Go and blow up. Take care.